Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'm bringing you a first-time reaction and lyrical analysis to the song Smalltown Boy by Bronski Beat. Now, I've never listened to Bronski Beat before, so I don't know what to expect in terms of the musicality, but I was made aware of some of the backstory behind this song, and it was released during the 80s, a time where homophobia runs rampant. And, I think if we look at the modern era, things have gotten better in terms of acceptance and integration, but we're not fully there yet. And a bit of the cynical part of me thinks we may never fully get there because there always seems to be that percentage of the population that deems it okay to minimize the existence of others and to isolate them, reject them constantly, minimize their existence and beat them down. And I don't know how long it's going to take to uproot that flaw in our humanity, but regardless, it is important to point out all of these issues as we see them and give strength to those who need it, because man, is it so isolating to not be able to exist calmly in your own skin. To feel shame just for existing, that is not reality. That is not what humans should be doing to one another. I'll save a lot of what my thoughts may be for when we hear some of the lyrics and check out the music today, but I wanted to give that precursor up front. Before we jump into this one, a massive thank you goes to Frank the Quirky for his extremely generous donation request and selection for us today. And Frank, I really hope all is well with you, sending you all the support in the world. You're awesome. Let's jump into it. Ooh. Oh, that is some high falsetto. Just one word to cry. That is a fun beat. Wow. These vocals, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Nicola Setta before. There's a song called Colors. I'm reminded of the vocal delivery in that song. Gosh, the lyrics are so sad. Mother will never understand. Huh. Oh, that's haunting, actually. Because the love that you need, you'll never find it at home. That means that the one place where you would have peace, love, where you can replenish your energy, feel safe from the outside world, actually just becomes its own version of hell for you. It becomes its own prison, because to feel love is one of our just most innate needs, especially in our upbringing, but more into adulthood. I mean, every human relies on love to keep us going. To not have that at home, of all the places where you need that, devastating. Because then where do you get it? You have to search within. You have to run away, as the lyrics imply. You have to create a home for yourself away from the home that should have been that place originally. And then if we go back here, mother will never understand why you had to leave. So even maybe if you try to communicate like what all is going on in your own inner world, she's still not understanding, whether it's through her inability to empathize truly, or she is delusional and not accepting your reality. It could be a number of reasons, but to not have that understanding, even if you have the love, it may not be enough. You need to be understood as well to be loved and accepted for who you are. That is so... I'm guessing here the dad is judgmental. Look at that face. And all these old pictures. Oh, and he's being bullied now. So sad. Wow. Oh, you've never cried to them. And I think the them here are not the bullies. The them are the parents. You could never confide in your parents, your mom, your dad in the same way that you wish you could have, because they never understood or cared to listen or whatever, X, Y, and Z. The only place where you could look for solace was inside yourself. Oh, and the problem too with that can be you end up internalizing so much of the negative affirmations that are being put onto you when you're being bullied and reprimanded for simply being you. That is a dark place to be. And, I've experienced these kind of things all in my own different way, and not being able to comfortably exist in your own skin is a fate I don't wish on any person. You hear the layering in the vocals, right? The crying to your soul and the runaway. And that look, right? He just gave him that scowl. Like, why are you even talking to me? Like, what's wrong with you? You're disgusting, you're vermin. So terrible. It shows up in all these little micro moments, and the whole life of that. What's happening here? Oh gosh. Oh, they beat him up. Cry boy, cry boy. Oh my god. And it's not only the external world is saying cry boy, cry, we're making you cry, but also that could be his inner world speaking to himself now, because he's internalized all of those thoughts. It's like you should cry for being yourself. And never let that be the case. You deserve to feel love no matter what it is. See? And the cop brings him home to be berated by the parents for being himself. So he's not even getting the support in that moment. Yeah, this is... see, it's all these moments. Dude, this is... this kind of thing, like, in its own way has shown up in my own life, so I can definitely relate in some senses, just with the family dynamics at least. Man, because the mom hugs him, the dad doesn't even accept the handshake. Just rejection again, rejection. But now he's in good company here, right? The smile finally on his face. Dude, not being able to just exist as yourself and feel the love of the people you'd expect to feel that love from, aka your parents who should be loving you unconditionally. Ugh. Oh my God. And I can imagine so many people can relate to this song, even if they themselves aren't homosexual. Just the experience of being bullied for being you, being rejected by your family and not understood by them, and in your attempts to reach understanding and even reconciliation and whatnot, you're not understood. Maybe you're rejected. Maybe you're gaslit. All of the narcissistic things that can and often happen, and like you have to fight so hard just to reach normal, right? Like this mountain you have to climb, you're starting in the negative just for being born. Now maybe you get to neutrality, and what does that even look like? Because you don't have all of the things that other people may have in their family units too, that you may look upon and say as, wow, they have such a loving family, and that connection, that bond, that is its own privilege, and not having that, it sucks. And at the same time, like, we as individuals, as we come into our own and grow into our more adult minds and understand all of the traumas that have shaped us into who we are now, sometimes the only appropriate decision for ourselves, even if we want to maintain relationships with our family members, is to still detach more and more and build our own safety net for ourselves, because we don't feel safe and protected at home, so we have to build that nest elsewhere. And maybe you're able to maintain some level of contact with those people at home, maybe nothing at all. There's a whole degree of whole spectrum of things that can go right or wrong in different families. And the fact that you have to run away from home, I will just never be able to get over that. And that's like the almost biggest form of self-love, is to realize, like, I am hurting now in this place, in this environment. This environment has to change. And you make that decision despite all of the other voices even reprimanding you for making that decision, because then you get gaslit for protecting yourself too, because now you don't care about the family somehow, or insert any other guilt-tripping kind of a reason. Let's jump into the lyrics here. To your soul, cry, cry, cry. And I know there's a lot of repetition in this track, but the whole idea of to your soul, it's literally so sad, so tragic, because there's no one else you can really turn to except yourself. And you have to find your your inner compass by yourself, for yourself, just to reach neutrality. And even then, you may not arrive at some correct conclusions that may keep you stuck and keep you repeating some of those problematic cycles. And even if you remove yourself from the environment that was previously problematic, you yourself, without even realizing it, can repeat those same negative affirmations brought onto you originally by your family. Now it's just by yourself. I heard that more recently, this idea that if a narcissist has complete control of you when you're together, like obviously they're able to like exert some level of physical dominance and like presence, and that being in that proximal space makes things hard. But the more damning issue is when you're gone and out of their presence, your nervous system still feels like shit's in danger and like there's a threat looming, and you'll repeat those same messages that keep you stuck in that state of walls are up and protection mode because the wounds are so deep. Those are just 5 words, but we gotta keep going. You leave in the morning with everything you own in a little black case, alone on the platform, the wind and the rain on a sad and lonely face. It's like on the way out, right? So it kind of, in the story, visually, he's on the way out, he's leaving, he's having his voyage away from home. Mother will never understand why you had to leave, but the answers you seek will never be found at home. The why. People oftentimes struggle with identifying whys, and they act as though when their very limited efforts of uncovering the why don't reveal anything, that there couldn't be a why to begin with. That just, if you look at it based on first principles, is incorrect. But when they can't reveal the why, they will never, and they don't choose to understand or at least accept that they may not know something, but it is still okay and unconditional love can still be given. But if they're not doing that, the answers can never be found at home, unfortunately. Only in the soul. Only when you make a home away from home. The love that you need will never be found at home. Run away, turn away, run away, turn away. All this repetition here. Man, run away from home. It's like the child in you is like escaping this danger, but it's also a turning away. There's like a very deliberate, like, I see you, you don't see me, and I'm turning my back on you and moving in a direction opposite, because the direction that I moved when I was with you brought me more mental anguish. Full stop. Pushed around and kicked around, always a lonely boy. You were the one that they'd talk about around town as they put you down. Just bullied for being different. And as hard as they would try, they'd hurt to make you cry, but you never cried to them, just to your soul. Man. And I was thinking here you could take it both ways. Like, you never cried to them, as in the parents, which I think is probably the actual meaning here. And you could also take it as you never cried to the people who did the abuse to you, because why would you cry to them? They don't really care. They were willing to step that far, stoop that low in hurting you. It's not even worth crying to them. It's better to just manage it all internally. But to have that much weight on your own shoulders to manage all of that and not have support from any place, that crushes the human spirit. But you never cry to them, just to your soul, and the repetition, crying to your soul, crying to your soul. I like the layering vocally and what we heard in the video with these two. And then we get the Cry Boy Cries, this whole section here where you don't know if it's the voices telling him that on the outside or if it's his own voice saying it, but the point is it can be both, and that is another tragedy behind it all. You leave in the morning with everything you own in a little black case, alone on the platform, the wind and the rain on a sad and lonely face. And also this may be a little bit of a over-analysis, but I'll do it anyways. The little black case, this little adjective, it means that there's not much he wanted to bring from home. There weren't a lot of good keepsakes and memories. It's actually better just to bring as little baggage as I can from that place and craft an entirely new life with new things, new friends. It's in a way, it's almost like when you're having a kind of breakup. What do you do? Do you still maintain contact with your ex? I don't. I will, delete all the pictures and all of the messages and any like keepsakes or whatever, like things that serve as reminders to that place that makes me sad, that makes me almost a worse version of me, because so many of the things that we have access to in our lives are portals to a previous place in time. That's why when I listen to amazing music, I'm always reminded of a moment where, I first discovered that song. Or if I look at an object that means a lot to me, I'm able to remember the memory attached to that object, whether somebody gave it to me as a gift or I bought it in a fun experience. There's so much that we bring forward in our lives that we do it for good and for bad. And when it comes to all the trauma, as best as we can, leave as much of that behind. We don't throw away the lessons. We don't throw away the love that we now have learned to give ourselves. It is a very delicate thing, very difficult, and I just wish the world was easier for everybody. But that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did and would like to request one yourself and support the channel, please hit the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.